Today, we're jumping into something that on the surface looks like pure fun, play therapy. But don't let the toys fool you. It's actually a really powerful tool for healing. We're going to peel back the layers and look at the science and the structure that make it so incredibly effective for kids. So let's get into it.
Okay, so let's just get it out there, right? The first question a lot of people have: how can playing with dolls or building with blocks possibly be considered hard work? We live in a world that really values talking things out. So the idea that a child can heal without long conversations, it can feel a little strange. How can this lead to any real change?
But here's the thing. This idea is anything but new. I mean, we're talking over 2,000 years ago, Plato was saying this. It's a hint that we've understood for a very, very long time, that play is like a direct window into a person's inner world. For a child, play isn't the opposite of serious work. Play is their work. It's their language.
So, to really get what play therapy is, we have to look beyond just the idea of playtime. This isn't about just dropping a kid in a room full of toys and crossing your fingers. Nope. It's a highly structured, evidence-based therapeutic approach. Okay, that's a mouthful, I know. But let's pull it apart, because the key words here tell you everything. Systematic use of a theoretical model. That means there's a plan, a structure, based on real psychological principles. Trained play therapists. These aren't just nice people who like kids. They are licensed pros with very specific training. And this is the big one. Therapeutic powers of play. That phrase right there tells us that play itself has active ingredients that create change. And this chart really hits it home. On the left, you've got the kind of play we all know and love. Just spontaneous fun, which is, of course, super important for kids. But on the right, that's therapeutic play. It is totally different. It's intentional. It's guided by a professional. It happens in a safe, controlled space, and it has a very specific goal: to help a child work through real challenges. It's kind of like the difference between kicking a ball around in the park and a targeted physical therapy session designed to rebuild a muscle. Both involve a ball, but the purpose is worlds apart. So what's the secret sauce? How does it actually work? Well, researchers have pinpointed 20 of these therapeutic powers of play. You can think of them as the core agents of change, the active ingredients that make this process so effective. We're going to look at them in 3 main groups. All right, first up, expression and release. This is all about communication. For a kid, especially one who's been through something tough, trying to find the right words for big, scary feelings is, well, it's often impossible. Play gives them a different way to talk.
So a child who can't say, "I'm so angry at my family," can show you by having the dinosaur toys stomp on the dollhouse. That's self-expression. They can pound on clay to get out all that pent-up frustration. That's catharsis. And that third one, abrasion, is so important. It's about safely replaying a scary memory, but this time, the child is in charge. They get to control the narrative, which is incredibly empowering.
Now, let's look at the next set of powers. Because play therapy isn't just about getting feelings out, it's also a powerful way to build new skills and learn new ways of thinking. The playroom becomes a safe little laboratory for life. This is where a therapist might use puppets to teach about empathy, or play a board game to help a child practice taking turns and handling the frustration of losing. You know, when a kid is building a tower and it keeps falling down, they're not just playing with blocks. They're learning about persistence, about trying new strategies, about creative problem solving. It is learning by doing, which for a kid is the kind of learning that really sticks. Okay, our final group of these therapeutic powers is all about building up a child's inner strength. This is where they develop the tools they're going to need to navigate the world with more confidence and more resilience. Think about a child who gets overwhelmed really easily. Playing with sand or water can be incredibly calming. It's literally teaching their nervous system how to settle down. Every single time a child figures out a small challenge in the playroom, whether it's finishing a puzzle or learning to share a toy, they're building a little brick of self-esteem. They're learning, hey, I can do hard things. This is where that hard work really comes in. It's the quiet, steady practice of becoming the boss of your own emotions. So now that we have a feel for how it works, let's look at where it's absolutely crucial: helping kids heal from trauma. For these children, talk therapy can be a non-starter. The trauma is often locked away in parts of the brain that words just can't reach. So what do we even mean by child trauma? It's not just a bad memory. It's an experience so intense, so overwhelming, that it completely short-circuits a child's ability to cope. It's an event that can fundamentally change how their brain is wired and how they see the world. And the impact of this is it's huge. Trauma can literally alter a child's brain development, making it incredibly hard to focus or manage their impulses. It can shatter their fundamental sense of trust, making every relationship feel dangerous. And what we as adults often label as bad behavior, aggression, shutting down, is very often a child's brain doing the only thing it knows how to do to survive. This is exactly why telling a traumatized child to just use their words or behave usually doesn't work.
And this, right here, is the fundamental shift. This is the heart of any trauma-informed approach, including play therapy. We stop seeing the behavior as the problem and start seeing it as a symptom. We move from a place of judgment to a place of curiosity. We stop asking, what is wrong with you? And instead, we ask, what has happened to you? That simple change in perspective opens the door to actual healing.
Okay, we've covered the theory, we've covered the why, but what about the proof? How do we really know that play therapy isn't just a nice idea, but that it actually truly works? Well, this is where the science comes in.
Here's the deal. Effective mental health care today isn't a guessing game. It's not based on someone's gut feeling or a cool theory they came up with. It's built on a solid foundation of evidence-based practice. That means treatments are put to the test, scientifically, to make sure they're not only safe, but that they deliver real, measurable results.
And here's how that evidence gets built. You can think of it like a ladder of confidence. At the bottom, you have small pilot studies to see if an idea has legs. If that looks good, you move up to what's called the gold standard, randomized controlled trials. That's where you rigorously compare the therapy to a control group to prove the positive effects are real. And at the very top of the ladder, you have meta-analyses, where scientists combine all the data from many different trials to get the most powerful, reliable conclusion possible. And this brings us to the final piece of the puzzle. Here are just a few of those gold standard, evidence-based treatments for childhood trauma. And what do you notice they all have in common? They deeply integrate play. Models like trauma-focused CBT and child-parent psychotherapy explicitly use play-based techniques to help kids process what happened, to learn coping skills, and to rebuild that crucial sense of safety with their caregivers. So play isn't some alternative to real therapy. It is real, evidence-based therapy. So if we bring it all home, the crucial takeaway is this. Play therapy is not just play, not even close. It's a sophisticated, clinical approach that meets children exactly where they are, speaking their most natural language. It's all about harnessing the incredible, innate power of play in a structured, intentional, and scientifically proven way to help them heal and to help them grow. So I'll leave you with a final thought to mull over. If play really is a child's most powerful language, what can all of us do in our own lives to become better listeners? Thanks for tuning in.